Hello, welcome to the Pen Man. Today we are going to be taking a look at two pens that are very similar in many ways, yet distinct in their own way. We have the Waterman Carene and we have the Pilot E95s. Right off the bat, one of the differences is the price. At the time of this video, taping of this video, the Carene was running around $286 and the E95s is running around $144. And of course, if you shop around, you can find different deals on these. So, in fact, I think on eBay you can get the E95s for $99. These may be copies. I don't know that they're not Pilot products, but anyhow, that's what they're advertising. All right, so there's a big difference right there. Right off the bat, you can tell there's a big difference in these pens. The length of these pens, capped, for the Carene, you have 144 millimeters. For the E95s, you have 118 millimeters. Uncapped, you have 128 millimeters for the Carene and 105 millimeters for the, get these out of the way here, for the E95s. So there's definitely a big difference there. Posted, however, I have them at the same length at 147 millimeters. So that was kind of interesting, just different lengths. So you can look at it this way. There are caps equal to body. Anyway, the body girth on these pens they're very similar in that, let's see, the Carene is 12 millimeters, whereas the E95 is 11 millimeters. The grip girth, and of course this is somewhat subjective in that, you know, where you post them or where you measure it at, but I'm trying to get it at pretty much where your fingers are likely to be. Some people choke up more on their pens than others. All right, so I went with the Carene. I went with 11 millimeters and the E95s at 10 millimeters. So they're very similar in those dimensions. The weight of these pens is also a big difference, as the Carene is mostly metal with a little bit of resin for the grip and this little tip on the body finial. The E95s is the body anyway is pretty much all resin. The total weight of these pens, or let's see, just the body, since we have them out here, the bodies, the Carene weighs 23 grams and the E95s is 10 grams, so more than half the weight. In total, they weigh 33.5 grams and 15 grams. So there's big difference there. Again, the body materials, already talked about this. This is the Waterman is pretty much all metal except for the grip, and so it's probably brass with the lacquer over the top there. And it has the 24 karat gold plated accents. The E95s is again, mostly resin, and then you have this. I'm thinking that the cap, and if you know otherwise, please let me know, and especially if you have some kind of reference. I'm thinking that this is aluminum, not brass. Brass is a little heavier than aluminum, so this is extremely light. And then then it's 24 karat gold appointments. The filling mechanisms are similar in their own design, their own way, I should say, in that they both take cartridges and converters, but they are proprietary. The E95s will take the Con 40 and the Con B, which is that bladder, the squeeze converter, and then it'll take their cartridges as well. You can't get a Con 70 won't fit in there, it's too long. Now both of these, when you buy them, they do come with a converter, thankfully, especially since they're proprietary. All right, both of these have that rocker clip. So right up at the top, they're not stapled into the cap. And they're both about the same firmness, so just enough firmness to where it makes it easy to operate, but tight enough to hold it on to your shirt pockets or whatever you're hooking them on to. Another difference with these pens is the colors that are available. The E95S only has the two. It has this, they call this ivory and maroon. They have that, and then they have the black with the gold accents, all black. Whereas the Carene, you have a variety of options there as far as colors and appointments. So I guess that's if you like that variety, okay, the Carene's got it there. And when you're writing with these pens, both of them post securely. The Waterman is, especially if you have a bigger hand where this is going to be up a little more, yeah, I think it would work fine. Even with when I'm holding it, the weight, it doesn't seem real back weighted. In fact, the weight seems to want to naturally flow down. So that's a good thing about it. Posted, it isn't overly long, which I appreciate. But so yeah, the Waterman posts securely, and it has kind of it'll be more or less like a plastic. I think the click mechanism inside there that shouldn't mess up the finish on the pen. The click mechanism is pretty tight. I mean, I can do it easily with one hand, but it's a distinct, very distinct. It's not a smooth click. The E95S is more of a friction. That's what I would call it, slide or friction, and it is, it's very smooth, very, very pleasant. And on the inside, you can't see them, but anyway, there's this insert where it has these springs that kind of cave in and stuff on 3 or 4 of them around the barrel. Anyway, it squeezes it into those, and so it is a very satisfying tool. Now the E95S posted, you almost have to write with this posted. Well, I shouldn't say you have to, but pretty typical, and it isn't back weighted at all. It kind of sticks out a little bit there, but not much. But my goodness, it's a nice weight. It's lightweight, but it's not too lightweight. And even for me, I can write with this thing unposted, but when I use it, I go ahead and post it. The E95s is different. It's a kind of a throwback on some vintage pens, and I think Pilot did a good job with this pen, and I really love these inlaid nibs. It's just something, I don't like hooded nibs because they're just too small, but these inlaid nibs, I don't know, they just have a different kind of class about them. And yeah, I really like both of these pens and appreciate them and their similarities as well as their differences. Alrighty, so how about we go to a writing sample of these pens as Alright, so how about we start with the Waterman Carene. I'm gonna dip this. Be a little sloppy, the nib there. Okay, let's make sure this gets on here. Whoop. Waterman Carene, and this is a fine nib. If you like a medium, I found this out when I was looking to buy this pen, that people were saying if you want a medium writing experience, buy a fine, because the Watermans write a little wider. Let's see here. The ink is Diamine Oxblood. No skips, no hard starts. Very, very, very nice writer. Wet. Reverse writing. It will do it, but it is scratchy. Lots of feedback to the point of scratchy. So I don't recommend that. You can get a little bit of line variation there. All right, what do I think about the Waterman? Oh, I love it. This is a beautiful pen. I got to get me another one of these days, you know, just for some variety. All righty. And now we have, I'm going to go ahead and post this. Still have some other information to put out there on this. And dip that in there, let it soak it up a little bit. And the Pilot E95s. And this is a medium nib. Again, Diamine Oxblood. Maybe getting toward the end there. Let's see. No skips, no hard starts. Now, as a medium, it's finer than this fine on the Carene. See, reverse. Let's see, wetness. It's a little drier, a little less flow there, but it still flows fine. No skips, hard starts. Reverse writing. Ooh, not at all. Okay, not even going there. Let's see. Yeah, it still has some ink in there. Okay. You get a little bit of line variation, but again, neither one of these are flex nibs, so be careful. Okay, what do I think about this one? Love it. Okay, there you go. There's your writing sample. All right, be back with some final thoughts and other points about these pens. Okay, final thoughts on these two pens. If you like a little more weight, you have the Waterman Carene. If you like a little less weight, you have the E95s. If you want something, they're both unique in their styles. The E95s a little more so, but you know they both have their distinctiveness with that. The Carene, as the French word, means hull, I believe. So it kind of has that yacht look to it, and even the clip kind of looks like a little wave, I guess. And then that finish on this is just beautiful. But they're both great writers, smooth, consistent. They both lay down a nice line without being too juicy, but not too dry either. So I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these. Obviously, your budget will dictate maybe which one that you would prefer. Again, $144 for the E95s and $286 for the Waterman Carene. All right, thanks for watching, and you have a great day.